How do you deal with the price of a job changing while you're in the middle of a job? This is a very important topic to talk about in the handyman industry because at the end of the day, there's a lot of unpredictableness in the work that we do. Right? You go out, you tear open a wall and you find a whole bunch of mold or a whole bunch of dry rot, whatever it is. How do you address that with the client in a good manner? Well, this topic makes me think about the show Psych. Me and my wife love watching the show Psych. If you guys don't know, it's a show basically about a fake psychic who creates a detective agency. It helps out the Santa Barbara Police Department. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's hilarious. So in one of the episodes, Sean Spencer, he comes up with this great idea to become a life coach, and he creates this acronym called SEES. And one of the moments in one of the shows, Detective Lasser's having an issue. He's like, how am I supposed to tell this person this? And he says, well, I'm glad that you brought that up. That makes me think of the second letter of SEES, which is E, and it stands for eggs. He says, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. To that, Gus says, you're an idiot, Sean. Love it. So at the end of the day, when you're working on telling a client something like this, you have to break some eggs. You just have to tell them how it is, straightforward, and that's the best way to do it. Back when I first started out in this business, probably up until maybe even a year and a half ago, I really struggled with codependency. That was basing my value on what I thought other people thought about me. So if I had to deliver some bad news, I was extremely scared to deliver that bad news because I didn't want that person to hate me. I didn't want that person to think low of me or anything like that. That's codependency. So what I realized is you need to overcome that. You need to break some eggs. So anyways, when you get to a job and the scope of work is a little bit different than what you estimated, or you break open a wall and you find dry rot or you find mold or whatever it is, the best thing to do is just to be forward with the client. Say, hey, Mr. Client, this is what was on the estimate, and that's why it's very important to have an actual written estimate. We use Mark8. We're currently transitioning to Service Fusion as our CRM invoicing and estimating software, but it's important to have everything documented line by line. This is exactly what we're going to do, and this is going to be the price for it. So that when you open up a wall or you take a light fixture down and there's not a ceiling fan rated box up there and you have to put one up, you can explain to the client, this is what was estimated, and this is what we found. It's completely different than what we estimated, so we need to talk about a change order at this time. And at that time, you need to figure out exactly what the new work is going to entail and what it's going to cost, and you need to be upfront with the client and tell them, hey, Mr. Client, like in order to keep moving forward with this job, we need to stop now and we need to address this change order, and basically to finish this job, it's going to be X amount more. Now, there's a very fine line here because you could definitely get a bad reputation by doing this all over the place. If you know of something that might possibly be an issue beforehand, you need to bring that up to the client before you actually sell that job. If it's something that you completely out of the blue did not expect, that's one thing, right? But if it's something that is a common issue, like for instance, I brought up the ceiling fan, right? So a lot of times we'll get clients call us and they want us to change from a ceiling fan or from a light fixture to a ceiling fan. Right then we tell them, we can definitely do that. Price is going to be $198, but we want to let you know that there's two different types of there's two different types of boxes, of electrical boxes in the ceiling. I want to interrupt this video real quick and let you guys know that I have created an Amazon store so that you guys can see all of the tools that I recommend as well as business books that I highly recommend. The tools is quite interesting. As I was building that store, I realized there's a lot of crazy tools that I've really come across in our 7 years in business. So check that out. I will put a link in the description below where you can check out that Amazon store, see everything that we recommend. And also, I want to let you know, so you don't forget, you can schedule a free consultation call with me at handymanjourney.com/coaching. I look forward to talking with you soon. Let's get back to today's video. There's a light rated box and a fan rated box. And at the end of the day, if it's not a fan rated box, we're going to need to pull that box out and put the fan rated box in, and that's going to be some additional labor and materials. Right then we tell them, if it needs that, it's going to be X amount, $75 labor, whatever it is, plus 20 something bucks material, whatever it is. That way they know that up front that is a common issue that we encounter, and then we tell them, but if we pull that light fixture down and it's already got a ceiling fan rated box, we're good to go. We're going to take that off the estimate and it's smooth sailing. If it's something that's like behind a wall that you do not expect to see, like we said, drywall, rot, mold, whatever, broken pipes, then that's stuff that you need to talk about later. There's some intricacies in estimating jobs that you really need to learn. For instance, if someone has a broken sprinkler pipe under the ground or a broken pipe, we don't do broken pipes in the wall, but if you did, same thing applies. What we do is we start with a diagnostic charge. So we say we're gonna come out, we're gonna dig up where we think that the sprinkler pipe is leaking, and we are going to diagnose what's going on and advise you further. So typically what we do is we'll start out with an hour, 2-hour diagnostic charge, depending on what it is. We do the same for outlets that aren't working. Hey, we're going to start out with a diagnostic charge. We're going to dig in there, figure out what's going on, and advise you on a solution to fix it and give you a new estimate for that. So for sprinkler pipes, right? If they got a broken sprinkler pipe under the ground, we're not exactly sure what it is. It might be leaking at a 90-degree angle, which would involve much more digging and kind of different stuff. It might be leaking at a T, which would involve a whole lot more. It might be leaking just on a straight pass-through, and if that's the case, it'll be fairly easy. But we tell them, what we typically do in this situation is we start out with a diagnostic fee, which we will dig it up, we'll figure out the problem, and we will advise you on our solution to fix it and give you a new estimate at that time. Now, this really opens the door where they know that, hey, this is going to cost more than what we think. Sometimes, we tell them sometimes, we might be able to fix it within the hour that we're allotting this time, but we may not be able to, depending on what we find. Now, this really sets the stage that, you know, hey, this is the price, but it may go more than that. And in fact, on most diagnostic things, it will go more than that, and the client knows that. So you kind of got to play it by ear. You have to break that egg. You got to tell the client straight up what's going on. But if you have any knowledge or inkling before you actually do the job that this may be an issue, you want to bring that up beforehand and let them know what the price might be so that they're not completely shocked when it actually comes time to deliver the product. But sometimes we encounter things that we did not anticipate, and there's no way that we could have foreseen that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been day 38 of my 100-day video challenge. Thank you guys so much. I am still on full-time dad duty. I actually got the best dad ever shirt on today. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate all your guys' love and support. My wife, at least the last 2 days, has been feeling better. So we're hoping that is going to continue on the uphill. We actually have a vacation coming up where we're actually going to be going up to Lake Tahoe. This is for our anniversary. So we're bringing all of our kids and everything. My wife is set on going with us. So that's going to be great. I really hope that she feels well enough to kind of hang out and do some things on the beach and things like that. So appreciate you guys. Love that you guys are here for this challenge and for this journey. I just appreciate your guys' comments. Drop me a comment in the comment section below. I would absolutely love to talk with you. Thank you guys so much, and we will catch you guys tomorrow for day 39. Have a good one, guys.